In Portsmouth, a private funeral for former Mayor James Halley will take place this evening. The man accused of the Colorado movie theater shooting is now facing more charges. Danny Souther says he's so grateful for the help from his neighbors who pulled everyone from the splintered home after the tornado. And breaking news just into News Channel 3, President Obama is coming back to Hampton Roads this weekend. News Channel 3 is taking action and bringing you your sports results. Last night, your Washington Redskins took on the Bears of Chicago. Good evening and welcome inside the locker room. I'm Brittany Tedder. We begin with the excitement over Gabrielle Douglas's amazing gold medal performance at the 2012 London Olympics, and it all started right here in Hampton Roads. A sport where you make a whole lot of left turns. That's right, we're talking NASCAR. And the question lately is, what's going on with Jimmie Johnson? Fall is in the air, and that means it's time for high school football. We're here for Game 4 of the season as Lansdowne faces off against the Cavaliers of Princess Anne. Switching gears a bit now, we're headed to the beautiful Kings Mill Golf Course in Williamsburg as the LPGA is about to return. Walking down the hallway here at Grassfields for the last time, Katie and Zoe leave a legacy here, regional champions in cheerleading. After competing against 48 teams this past weekend, it was your Hampton Roads Vipers that came home with the title of state champions. Today at the Cook Center as your Liberty women's tennis team hosts their first fall tournament since 2007. Hi guys, and welcome to the Club Sports Team of the Week. I'm Brittany Tedder, and each week we're going to take an in-depth look at one of Liberty's club sports teams. One area you think you guys could still improve in?
Well, the biggest thing I think we're doing right now is we just need to settle down a little bit.
What's been the hardest thing so far against this Adrian College team?
Well, to match their effort level.
Okay, you guys are down by 1 right now. It's really close out here today. What are you guys really focusing on right now?
Yeah, it's a really good hockey game, no question.
We're here on the sidelines as your Flames are about to kick off against Presbyterian. Brittany Tedder with Option LU. We're here tonight at the Vine Center as your Liberty volleyball team takes on UNC Asheville. Thanks, guys. Earlier this week, I had the opportunity to talk to Liberty's head coach, Kirk Candy. Kirk said they're really seeing each game as a winning opportunity and hopes to achieve a greater seed going into the national tournament. This game marks the third face-off of this matcha tournament. Winner of today's game will go on to play UMBC tomorrow in the finals. A school massacre turned the small town of Newtown, Connecticut upside down just days ago, and the families are reeling in search of answers that they may never get. One victim, Emily Parker, was only 6, her family now devastated by her loss.
Emily was bright, creative, and very loving. Emily was always willing to try new things, other than food. She loved to use her talents to touch the lives of everyone that she came into contact with. She was an exceptional artist, and she always carried around her markers and pencils so that she never missed an opportunity to draw a picture or make a card for those around her. I can't count the number of times Emily noticed someone feeling sad or frustrated and would rush to find a piece of paper, to draw them a picture, or to write them an encouraging note.
Another victim, Victoria Soto, lost her life at the young age of 27, defending the life of those students she loved so much. And then there are those families that were fortunate enough to have their children return home, but who knew families whose kids did not.
They came 2 years ago from England, and a very nice family. They fit to this community just perfectly, I would say. And basically very close, I would say. That's all I can say. Close friends, like family.
This small town will never be the same quiet community they once were, but at least they can rely on each other for faith, hope, and comfort as they try to begin to heal.
I don't think there are words. I think it's coming to these memorials. I think it's being close from one family to another and just being there, just hugs. I don't think there are any words.
And although they may never feel the same, they still hope to retain some normalcy, still wishing to be remembered as a community that is close-knit, caring, and that will come back from this horrible tragedy.
I don't want us to be known as Sandy Hook, Connecticut, the second worst killings and massacre in American history. I still want us to be known as the quaint New England town where the community and the families are very involved, very loving, and very supportive. And I know we'll rally for that, and we'll all become stronger from this, but obviously we'll never forget.
Roads in northeastern North Carolina remember this scene well. Hurricane Irene pounded our area in August of 2011. Forecasters say Sandy could bring strong storms to our area for days instead of hours. That's why FEMA is working with local emergency teams now to make sure our area has what we need to ride out the storm. And the agency is preparing now for the possibility of days or weeks of storm recovery. And when Sandy hits here, the Virginia Department of Transportation says it will be ready. The agency is relying on its expertise from many of its workers who have been on the front lines of past storms. Those road crews have seen firsthand the kind of damage and flooding this kind of storm can do. As with Hurricane Irene, the agency will have crews standing by to set up traffic detours, make emergency repairs to roads, and help with the cleanup. VDOT says it's taking this storm seriously, and you should too. After 8 months at sea, the USS Enterprise is finally home. Families packed together at Naval Station Norfolk early this morning, anxious to spot their loved ones after so many months apart. Once they're reunited,
amazing! Overwhelmed.
Absolutely.
Their joy is hard to contain.
I'm so excited. I'm so glad to be home. It's been a long time. We did it for the country, but I'm so glad to be home.
As the sailors leave the ship, there are hugs and kisses all around as they find their loved ones. For some, it's the first time.
I feel amazing.
But amidst the usual excitement of a homecoming is the bittersweet knowledge that they're the final crew that will be coming home aboard the Enterprise. After 51 years of service, the Big E is returning from her 25th and final deployment.
In a lot of ways it was the same because it was all operational. It was not a farewell Michael Jordan kind of tour. It was go out, do the business, take care of the mission, but all along you knew that you're on the last Enterprise cruise.
It's a ship that has a lot of history. The Enterprise was the world's first nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. She's conducted operations in every region in the world and taken part in every major conflict since the Cuban Missile Crisis. More than 100,000 sailors have served aboard the Enterprise.
There's actually a tremendous sense of thanks to all the people that served before, because without their job and without everything that they did with this ship, we wouldn't have been able to do what we did this year. And there's this sense of history and nostalgia that you feel like they're there with you, that spirit, that warfighting spirit as you're out with all the people that are on the crew, all the aviators that ever flew aboard this ship, and you know that sense is all coming home today.
Now it's finally time for the Big E to retire, with one more successful mission to add to her storied history.
The ship will go away, but its legacy will live on.
Michelle Smith Harden is hard to miss running down Waterside Drive.
Girls just want to have fun. I think it motivates people when they see me running in these costumes.
She's one of the many runners who took part in this morning's Wounded Warrior 5K, one of the events taking place in Norfolk this weekend, leading up to the Freedom Marathon. Money raised supports veterans and their families, going to the Wounded Warrior Project and the City of Norfolk's office to end homelessness. Charles Preston and his friends are taking that show of support to the next level. As a team, they carried a heavy log throughout the race, symbolizing wounded warriors.
It's pretty much buddy carrying, taking them all home.
For Preston, it's a great way to spend a Saturday morning. Steve Dobler feels the same way after running the race with his son.
And passing people, he's giving high fives and everything. Then when we get across that finish line, he's screaming. It's the greatest feeling that I'm able to do something with him that I didn't think I'd be able to do with him.
And tomorrow they'll do it all again. For him and many of the other runners, this is just the warm-up to Sunday's half and full marathons.
It'll be number 99, the marathon tomorrow for me. So it's a great goal. I live in the city of Norfolk, and I'm proud to be able to run a marathon in my own city.